And bam, finally, welcome back to Nando Talk. It has been a while. Yesterday, I posted a regular video because Tua came back to practice and we're feeling pumped and energy is rising. But now we are finally back on the live stream. Thank you all for the continued support of Nando Talk. Thanks for sticking around. It's been a weird couple of last 14 days, 10 days, last 2 weeks, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, with the Dolphins news, all these injuries, the accusations, the clear bias from the NFL that was levied against us, but also for the little Nando Talk over here, just school, work, general life, just been kicking my ass. But I have managed to overcome it, just like the Miami Dolphins are set to overcome this tough hump, this little rough stretch. The Miami Dolphins are about to get to the other side. The nightmare is almost over. It's Tua Tagovailoa was finally back at practice. What a lovely thing to see. I'm going to throw up the video in a second, just waiting for some more people to pop in. Ooh, hold on. Let me cancel here. Red, White, and Bills. What is up, boss? Appreciate you tuning in, man. Edmonds needs to, for sure. I was just reading a report this morning, actually, that Raheem Mostert, his knee seems to be flaring up a bit. There's some soreness. He's got to get better there. If Raheem is limited or cannot go against this Sunday, I'm 1,000% in agreement. Chase Edmonds needs to step it up. We saw the running game can hit some holes, but it is time for the Miami Dolphins to do it with all our running backs. Raheem Mostert, if he's healthy, we're good to rock. I want Chase Edmonds to do the same because it'll keep him healthier. That's what I've been saying all season. It's what I want Edmonds and Mostert to follow up. It's just so Mostert stays fresh, stays nice and healthy. And we're seeing the repercussions now. So Edmonds, step it up. Let's get some nice runs in, huh? Level 2 noob. What is up, boss? Welcome for a Twitter master. For those of you who don't know, Level 2 noob on Twitter, it does absolute choice content, always with the nice face swaps and good to rock, man. But we're here to talk about some Dolphins, man. I agree, Red, White, and Bills. Sounds tough to agree with the Bills fan, but hey, thanks for tuning in. Edmonds definitely needs to set up the running game as a whole. They finally were able to find some the running game as a whole was finally able to find some holes yesterday. So not yesterday, on Sunday. So it was nice to finally be able to see that in action, but I need more of that, especially because even though Tua has returned to practice, it's more of a moral victory for us. He hasn't done football activities in almost 2 weeks, and Mike McDaniel has all but declared him out. He's saying, it wouldn't be fair for Tua, for the team to put him in a situation where he might not be in the correct position to succeed because he hasn't been able to participate in football activities. Now, do I think Tua gives us the best shot to win on Sunday? Of course, but I'm not a coach in the NFL. I'm not a head coach. I don't work for them. I'm just a guy who likes to flap his gums on YouTube and have a fun time. Speaking of that, hope you guys liked the little new background. I made it up by like 3 a.m. yesterday, and I'm enjoying it a lot more than the other one. But back to the point at hand. I'm not a coach in the NFL. I'm just a guy. So if my coach says that the quarterback is not ready to play, even if his health is fine, whether it's an optics decision or not, Mike McDaniel knows more than I do. QB1's not ready yet to get out there on the field. Let's hope he's ready against the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the meantime, Teddy Bridgewater is the backup, but he's going through that fake concussion protocol because he didn't have a concussion on Sunday, but he's somehow still on the protocol because that dumb spotter said he wobbled, declared him out for the rest of the game, and we all saw what happened as we were forced to eject yet another game plan, and it was tough going at MetLife. But Teddy, he can supposedly get through the protocol today. I should have checked that beforehand, actually, how his status is. I'll do it meantime while I keep talking. But if Teddy does not practice in time, or the coach, again, McDaniel doesn't deem him ready to play, then it looks like we're rocking on with Skylar Thompson. And I get it. There is that fear after what Skylar Thompson showed us on Sunday that he didn't seem to be too ready. Not that he played poorly, because he's a 7th-round rookie. He was quarterback 3. He wasn't prepared to take that step to be a starting quarterback from 2 weeks ago when he was quarterback 3 to now he's quarterback 1. It's a tough thing to ask him, especially if he wasn't taking first-team reps, like a lot of reports are saying. I'm not a big Skylar Thompson as a starter guy, but I am a fan of every single Miami Dolphin. So I would hoping that Skylar Thompson succeeds this week. I'm hoping he has a nice step up that McDaniel's able to say, hey, look, you were thrown into the fire. It was a little hot for you. Let's see what we can improve. Let's see what reads you can make faster, how you can be more comfortable in the pocket, what we need to do to put you, Sky, in the position to succeed. And that's a beautiful thing to do. That's a smart coaching thing to do. That's what Mike McDaniel does. We have to believe that he made a game plan for Teddy Bridgewater, went down with the first offensive snap of the game, and lo and behold, it was a whole new game. But Skylar, a week of first team reps, hopefully against the Minnesota Vikings, he can show a little bit more because they are going to hit us with an explosive offense. Kirk Cousins, when he's firing all cylinders, he does have Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook, an awesome little duo right there. A little scary. So we've got to hope that Skylar can at least guide this offense to a couple of consistent drives, get some points on the board, but most importantly, give our defense some time to rest. Bang, orang. We're here to rock, and it's Miami Dolphins football. So I'm going to play this video now, courtesy of Daniel Oyefusi. He always does great work covering the Miami Dolphins, but it was on Twitter. I have the sound off. I think I'm going to put it on, and it goes on. Yeah. Look at little Tua right there. So beautiful. There we go. QB1. Good to come again. But just for practice, guys, I do believe it was a nice moral boost for the team. They seemed a bit defeated when they watched him go down, concerned for their friend, for their captain, for their leader, for their teammate. They saw him go down against the Cincinnati Bengals, and our team looked deflated. They went up against New York, and again, Teddy goes down. It was almost a cruel reminder of, dang, we lost QB2 and QB1. They played hard. They played their guts out. But in the end of the fourth quarter, with the final 10 minutes, it started to unravel. And it was a little too much to ask of the team. So we're here to rock. And exactly, Noob. Ooh, what is up, Adam, by the way? Thanks for tuning in, boss. Always a pleasure to have you around. But Noob, you make up an excellent point, man. Good, bad, or otherwise. I'm curious to see how Skylar plays with a week of first team snaps. Exactly. You know me, guys. I'm a big Tua guy. I think this is a QB1 of the future. But I'm a fan of all of our Miami Dolphins. And if we're given the opportunity of allowing our young rookie to take first team snaps during practice and put him in a position to succeed, and we can finally have a nice chance to gauge, hey, where's this rookie at? Is he someone who has the potential to be a backup or even a starter down the line? Is it someone who, with work, we can actually find a diamond in the rough? Is it someone who needs a lot more work to even get to that level? Or is it someone who doesn't really have much of a future in the NFL and he's just a seventh rounder? Whatever it is, good, bad, or otherwise, 100%. I want to see what Skylar Thompson can do with it. But as fans of the Miami Dolphins, doesn't matter if you're a Tua-neer, anti-Tua, whatever you want to call it, got to support Skylar Thompson because he's going to lead the team right now. If Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater, Mike McDaniel decides to take snaps, Reed Sinnett goes out there, whoever it is, granted, some of those options are pretty ugly, but you'd have to root for them regardless because they are Miami Dolphins and they're going to try to help us win. So let's get after it. I want to see what Skylar can do. I think he can succeed. It's not like we're throwing him in with poor weapons. A lot of the times, one of the reasons I don't like starting rookie quarterbacks in general around the league is because they need time to adjust to the NFL. Especially the higher drafted rookies are usually thrust onto poorly run teams. Look at Trevor Lawrence last year with all the talent in the world. He was given a craptastic situation and it wasn't right for him. But Skylar Thompson is a rookie who doesn't have all these expectations. He has beautiful weapons in Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Gesicki. If Cedric Wilson's ready to rock, the running game, like we talked about, Raheem Mostert's knee, if he's ready to go, if Chase Edmonds is going to step it up, if the O-line comes ready to play, it's not a bad situation for a rookie quarterback to find himself in, especially in an offensive-friendly scheme like Mike McDaniel's. So, me, silver linings, positivity, fairy tales, and gumdrops. So that's what I'm going to rock with, man. I want Tua to recover. If in a magical world he's ready to play again on Sunday, I think we can win this game. The energy boost alone would do wonders for this team, but just the skill level change as well. Tua would take us to a whole new level for this offense, as we've already seen. 3-0 with Tua, 0-2 without him. But I'm not going to just casually say we're going to lose because we're playing Skylar Thompson, okay? I've already seen in group chats, fire up the Minnesota Vikings defense and fantasy if you have them. That may be, But when I'm talking about real game, real NFL, I don't care if it's sloppy. I don't care if it's gritty. I have to believe that Mike McDaniel is going to lead this team to a victory because we cannot go 3-3 4-2. It is imperative. We need to halt this little flow of barrage of beatdown after beatdown after beatdown. Okay, 0-2, no more L's. Okay, even if Tua doesn't come back, let's bring the record without him to 1-2. We saw last year what happens when our quarterback goes down. If our backups can't pull out a victory, tough sledding later on in the season when the schedule starts to get tough again. So let's take advantage of McDaniel's galaxy brain, his genius, okay, and put Skylar Thompson in the right situation to succeed. If Mostert is healthy, let's run him and Edmonds. If not, it looks like Gaskin was starting to overtake Edmonds as RB2 anyways, just because Edmonds is a bit in the doghouse after those untimely drops. But Gaskin and Edmonds, I'll trust you guys to rock it. Maybe you won't chug out workhorse numbers, but if you combine, if our running room can get us 100 yards, that's massive. Mostert did it himself last week. I hope he's healthy and he can replicate that success. Exactly. You got to run to keep Jetta off the field. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson are terrifying weapons. Thankfully, Xavier Howard is looking like he's going to play. He's back practicing. He's looking like he's ready to rock. I hope Xavier Howard is up for the task of fighting off Justin Jefferson, because I can't have Cater Kohu going against him. No offense to Cater. All respect to the undrafted free agent who has been balling for the Miami Dolphins. But that's a tough task. That's one of the best receivers in the NFL, especially a young guy who's still hungry, still looking for more. I need X on him. And I need a healthy X, a smart and sharp X, not the X that's getting burnt by Rashad Bateman. I need the X that can stop Justin Jefferson. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Exactly, Noob. It was fun to see the running game finally picking up. Raheem Mostert got 100 rushing yards again. I think they were saying that's the first time he's gotten it in a couple seasons, so good for him. We know that the Dolphins aren't exactly known for 100-yard rushers, since freaking Duke Johnson last year was one of our first 100-yard rushers since I think like the Jay Ajayi era. That's insanity. We need to rectify that. Raheem Mostert, please be healthy. I want to see it. Noob wants to see it. We all want to see the run game keep going, because that's just fun football. As cool as passes are, you watch your QB just absolutely air it out. There's just something about nice running plays that not are only cool for the fans, but just change the game against the opposing defense. You got to crush their will, okay? Impose your will. Let them know the Miami Dolphins are here. Keep running them down. Sure, some deep passes, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle burning them are going to tire them out, and it's going to lower their morale. But running all over them, play after play, our offensive line getting wins on them, our blockers just mauling them, our running backs just getting yards after yards. Those psychological battles, that mental game, and physically wearing them down, beautiful, and I need to see more running game. Let's do it, Mike McDaniel. For Noob, for me, for the team, for everyone, for the future success of these Miami Dolphins, especially since we have backup QBs right now, man. What do you guys think? I think Skylar Thompson does have a shot to do some well for the team. If before the season I seemed a little critical on Skylar, maybe it was more towards the people, more so towards the people who were saying that Skylar Thompson deserved to be quarterback one over Tua, over even Teddy, to all the people who were angry when Teddy became quarterback two and we kept him on the team. Skylar Thompson needed more time to develop. He needed more to work. Thankfully, Mike McDaniel had an extra 5 weeks with him at his side. Maybe he knows a little bit more of his skill set now to put him in that position to succeed. Maybe Skylar Thompson can finally bloom. But it all hinges on the game plan, the health of us cast around him, and whether he's ready to take that leap. It seems he was a little unprepared last week. I'm hoping he does it this week, bro. Yeah, exactly. A little pushback to the QB1 crowd. But do I have faith that McDaniel can put Skylar Thompson in a position to succeed? Of course. Do I think Skylar is a great player and a great guy who's worked his ass off and deserves a shot? Hell yeah, he's a Miami Dolphin. So let's let it rock. Let's let it fly. To anyone who's thinking of skipping this game or to just automatically chalk it as an L, come on, guys. It's not like the Minnesota Vikings have been an absolutely terrifying team. I want to pull up exactly who they beat. So I'm pulling up their schedule right now. Damn. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, by the way, guys. Thursday's 3 p.m., 3:15 a little bit today because it was raining a bit outside when I was coming in. So I knew my entire drive was going to be a little slowed down, but we're good to rock right now. So the Vikings are. Wow, why does this not tell me? That was really annoying. Oh, the Vikings are 4-1. They're sitting a lot prettier than I thought. Okay, let me refocus a little bit. Okay, for some reason I thought they were 3-2. They've actually beaten the Packers 23-7, week 1. Lost to the Eagles 24-7, and we saw the Eagles are a firehouse right now. Beat the Lions 28-24. Beat the Saints 28-25, and then just beat the Bears 29-22. Not exactly super close, decisive wins, except for that Packers game. So, okay. Minnesota, not sure how I feel about you. On the one hand, they do have those great weapons. But on the other hand, it's Kirk Cousins. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. If we had Tua, oh, baby, fan week would be an absolute joy to see. We could absolutely demolish. Whoa. We absolutely demolish my guy, Kirk Cousins. Yeah, Vikings have played some bad teams. That's what I'm saying. Besides the Eagles, which they lost, and handedly so. Okay. Granted, that was a Kirk Cousins primetime game, and my guy does not know how to play under the bright lights. 1 p.m. is actually the best time Kirk seems to play. So that's the only fear of it, but it is fan week. If we get it loud and a pumping, maybe we can trick this fool into thinking that it is prime time. Okay. And then we'll watch Kirk collapse. But in all honesty, we're going to need an epic performance from the defense. We've talked about it a little lightly about Xavier Howard having to play not light, but tough lockdown coverage on Justin Jefferson. Adam Thielen doesn't scare me as much this season. I need the conjunction of the rest of our secondary to handle him. But X-Man goes on Justin Jefferson, no question. Okay. He had a bit of a slow start, but now he's heating up. Jay Jettas is a different animal. Scary man. But so is Dalvin Cook, who as well had a bit of a slow start and now seems to be heating up, getting a couple touchdowns, getting more yards. Dalvin's coming back home to South Florida, the older brother of James Cook, and honestly a different beast. Dalvin's been one of the top running backs since coming out of FSU, and he's a man who scares me, okay? Dalvin Cook should not be taken lightly. Can the Miami Dolphins contain that crazy of a runner? Because even if we do start to rattle Kirk Cousins, even if we start to get some pressure after him, if we have to, I'm not trying to dare Dalvin Cook to beat me. So I think priority number 1 is stifling the running game and then worrying about that nasty, nasty Minnesota passing attack. But I can slow down chemistry. I can speed up, throw off their timing with good pressure, with good design plays. As nice as Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson look to each other, I can slow that down. I could change the timing, get them to throw a little off timing, and watch Xavier Howard, who's a master ball hawk, hopefully make a play. Whether it's swatting it down, whether it's getting a pick, that's big. Whether it's letting Von Holland use his elite speed to chase down that ball and take that interception and hopefully to the house, I need a strong showing from the secondary. Speaking of strong showings, what is up, Cap for Life? Thank you for tuning in, boss. We're just talking a little Miami Dolphins football right now. Tua came back to practice. The QB situation as is, though, is that Skylar Thompson is going to be leading this team. I'm here for it. Let's get the boys up pumping and jonesing. But a strong defensive showing is what we need, man. X, please lock it down. Brandon Jones seems to be coming alive as well for the Miami Dolphins. Year 3 leap. The kid has 2 sacks, 2 QB hits, a couple pass deflections. I think he has like 36 tackles. My guy, Brandon Jones, is coming into his own, finally being a nice backfield mate for Javon Holland. We've been talking about it all offseason, even the beginning of the season, but it looks like Brandon is getting to that next level, and I love to see it. Love to see it for Brandon. That white 29 throwback jersey still has to go on the wall. I hope they release them soon, but it's going to be a fun one. Ooh, wrong button there. Oh, whatever. I don't know what I'm clicking. But we're good to go right now, guys. Can we stop Dalvin Cook, though? the linebacking play of the Miami Dolphins hasn't been anything to write home about. Channing Tindall still has not gotten the work I thought he was going to get, but there has to be a reason why we have not let the Rook run. Maybe he's not ready. Maybe he's a little rawer than we thought, and that's fine. He was taken for his athletic capabilities. So if he has to develop a bit, I'm a little worried, but I'm not scared. What I want is Jerome Baker to start playing better. Duke Riley, and Landon Roberts. Them boys got to step it up a little bit, okay? We're talking about some veterans. I get it. Their ceilings for each of them, respectively, are at different levels, and they're not going to be true elite middle linebackers. We're not talking about Roquan Smith here. We're talking about Jerome Baker, who's a smaller guy, better off ball using his athleticism, who can blitz, but on design plays. And then we've got a bunch of Jags. Okay, I love Duke. I love Landon Roberts, but we're not talking about, again, some crazy linebackers. We're talking about some guys who fill some nice roles. If our running backs make up one workhorse running back, our linebackers kind of make up one super linebacker, which is we need more, obviously. Okay, I need more play from the D-line as well. I need more pressure in general from the front seven. Where is this Miami defense team that can do the crazy pressures? I understand. No, Byron Jones has meant a different coverage. And then obviously losing X last week means a whole different defensive scheme. But X is back. Hopefully Byron will be soon if he wants to man up. But until then, come on. Let me see a little love. Let me see Jalen Phillips getting after the QB more. Let me see Ogba. Where have you been? Absolutely ghosting. Okay. I need to see more from this D-line, especially if we have any hope of rattling Kirk Cousins and / or stifling Dalvin Cook, because you need to do one of them. Hopefully both, because considering that the offense is going to be at a tad of a disadvantage for the Miami Dolphins. So let's do both. Okay. Let's do it. Snap, crackle, pop, drop a like. You already know, Flock, what is up? Snap, crackle, pop, fuck Rice Krispies. Excuse me for the language, but that's always been a classic. So, Flock, pleasure to have you again, my brother. Do you all think that the only way we can probably hang in this game if it starts to rain? The odds are stacked against us. Can we pull off the upset? Can we reign supreme the AFC? And we do need the win. I am freaking out. I 100% agree, Cap. I was talking about, I don't care if there's an ugly win, a gritty win. I'm down for some rain. Let's get it sloppy. The only thing that's concerning is that I do think that Dalvin Cook, as a South Florida native, knows how to run with some nice rain. I don't want to see our linebackers missing some sloppy tackles on Dalvin. If you're telling me that if everyone's going to come ready to play, we're going to wrap up and we're good to go, I'm down for some rain. Let's get into the nitty gritty and let's do some running of our own. Let's do it. But you're right. This is a must win. I get it. We're 3-2. We just went from first in the AFC East, even all the way down to third. Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. Not a pretty sight, and a sight that's a little bit painful. Losing to the Jets definitely, and having them jump to second definitely twisted the knife a bit, but going to 3-2 itself was tough after starting 3-0. Can we get and hold this off to 4-2? Can we go 1-2 without Tua? Please, Miami Dolphins. Please, team. I have faith in you, because this is a must-win, Cap. And I think I've been saying a must-win almost every single week, but it feels like that. I'm a positive dude, but I also want the results. It's a must-win. We cannot fall to 3-3. It cannot happen. Okay? 4-2, whole other ball game, whole other team, whole different energy. And that's what I need to see for the Miami Dolphins. 4-2. Think about it. The Buffalo Bills right now, if they play the Kansas City Chiefs, we root for the Chiefs. They beat the Bills. They're 4-2 as well. We're tied up. The Jets play the Packers. Hammer the Packers line. Let's go, Aaron Rodgers. Absolutely demolish them into the ground, please. And we'll jump either second or first. I believe we'll be first because there is that tiebreaker against the Bills. I think we'd have the same division record. Aside from that, I'd have to double check. But I think that we can jump from 1 to 3 and then back up to first place if we beat the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Bills and the Packers beat the Jets. So let's do it. Let's see some magic, Dolphins. Dig deep. If that scenario is actually a possibility, at the very least, if it's not a possibility, I know that a win and those losses are going to give us a better chance to stay in the fight. But if it does shoot us up all the way to first, if that's a possibility, you best believe that Mike McDaniel is going to use that as fuel, bulletin board material to get his players to say, hey, let's sharpen up and let's get after it. Let's get this win. It's what we need. It's necessary. Do I want to say it's doom and gloom if we lose and it's 3-3? I'm not gonna lie, even a positive guy as myself, it's tough. It's definitely hard. Because Ryan Blue brings up a great point, man. The AFC East will be the toughest division. We were talked about as being a tough division during the Brady eras. A lot of people have made fun of us because Brady ran through us. We're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. The NFC East gets its little nickname as the NFC Beast. I believe that next year as well, the AFC is going to be the AFC Beast. Okay, it's going to be a beast of a division. We're already seeing it now. The Jets seem to have popped up a little faster than we thought. The Bills are obviously still some serious contenders. And the Patriots were seen to have been sliding, but then Bailey Zappi came in and they've given them a spark. It's a tough division. I'm proud of our Miami Dolphins for hanging where they are right now. So let's keep getting after it. Red, white, and Bills 1,000%, Again, another tough one to agree with the Bills fan, but we're good to go. And that's a solid point. It's a tough division. I just need the Dolphins to stay competitive within it. Whether the Dolphins win this Sunday and Bills and Jets losses propel us to first place, or whether they just keep us in the fight, it's a tough AFC East, and it needs to still be at least competitive in it. So when quarterback one does come back, when Tua is back on the field, we're ready to keep it chugging. Let's go, Miami Dolphins. Oh, baby. Wow, I'm getting excited. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in so far. We're still going. I'm not going anywhere. I'm thinking about dropping the link right now, but I'm about to. I think when I hit the 30 mark, but we're good to go, man. Rookie going to have a good game. Yes, level 2 noob. That is the belief I hold as well. We're good to rock on that end. Do we see Ezukanma this week? Him and Thompson seem to have been a connection in camp. Maybe safety valve for the rookie quarterback. That's an awesome point, level 2 noob. I would love to see Eric Ezukanma come on the field. Again, that's another player where I'm not too sure why they've been holding him off, but we do have the talent that if we were going to hold off any rookie position, wide receiver definitely seems to be the one. But I'd love to get Eric Ezukanma on the field with Skylar Thompson, give him a player he actually has consistent reps with, and obviously get Easy some nice play time as well. Where would he fill in more? I would think maybe, we haven't seen as much from Trent Sherfield, who hasn't gotten as many targets. Cedric Wilson seems to be coming back in the lineup after being a little banged up. If you want to take away their role a tad, or the River Craycraft stuff, because River Craycraft versus Sauce Gardner was so tough. But if you want to see Eric Ezukanma fill in any one of those roles, swap him out. That could be a very interesting play. Give Skylar some confidence of knowing, like, hey, not only do I have these monster receivers in Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, but I also have someone that I know I have great chemistry with, who I already know his timing, and if need be, I can move it to him. Now, do I want to see him pepper Eric Ezukanma and not feed Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? Obviously not. But noob, great point. I'd love to see the two rooks on the field together this time. Boss man, Sir Q, what is up? Appreciate you for tuning in, man. We're just talking some quarterback talk, some Dolphins talk. Good to go. Yeah, AFC Beast next year. It's going to be a disgustingly tough division, and it's only going to get harder because we all have young quarterbacks. Like, isn't it crazy to say that in the AFC East, Josh Allen is the oldest starting quarterback, and I think the kid's like 26, 27. It's a tough young division, and it can only get better as we keep getting players, we keep improving some nice destinations. It has kind of to do that the AFC East is in primetime locations, except for Buffalo, but they've been doing better now, so that can attract free agents on its own. But think about it. You're asking players to come to Miami, to New York, or to the New England and Boston and all those championships that they won recently, yada, 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 and playing for Bill Belichick, yada, yada, yada. Some pretty attractive situations. So obviously this division is going to only get tougher. We're going to keep rocking. That's an actually hilarious stat. I was not keeping up with the Giants, but if they'll actually beat their record this week, but with a win, that's hilarious. Let's ride. Oh, they play the Eagles, right? Oh, that's the Cowboys. Who do the Giants play? Why can't I find? Oh, they play the Ravens. Yeah, I don't know. The Giants have also, or they're another team, kind of like the Vikings, that have not played the toughest opponents at times. Um, no, I don't think they'll beat Lamar, bro. Unfortunately, the Ravens flock is going to beat them. Sorry on that end, but we're good to go right now. Boom! I think I'm going to drop this link now, though. It is the 30-minute mark. Oh, that was cool. Don't you hate when you copy something and then nothing pastes? If anyone wants to hop in, feel free. For those of us still tuning in, though, make sure if you want to comment through the chat, always a fun time. Comment after the video if you're watching this as a pre-recorded thing. Drop a like. That's always greatly, greatly appreciated. But subscribe as well. That'd be awesome. We just cleared 400, just got to 415. Very awesome feelings on the road to 500 and then 750 and then 1,000. And then we keep a chugging. Toot, toot. Let's go. Miami Dolphins. That's another first down. Tua. Let's go. And back to the show. Bangarang. Thanks for tuning in so far, guys. What are we thinking about this new background, by the way? It was between this, this background, or I wasn't sure, or, this is just a lot more simple. Well, just a lot blander. But I don't know. I was kind of feeling this one. The one I was always rocking is this one. And the more I looked at it, the less and less I kind of enjoyed it. Until now, I just made it spur of the moment. It wasn't too hard. I think I actually have to fix it on one of these ends. I realized I didn't put that block correctly there. Oh, well. Oops. Anyways, back to the show. Hope you guys are enjoying so far. We're still talking Dolphins football, and you guys were there with me for that little 1 minute, 30-second ramble. So we're good to rock and good to keep it flowing. I believe the rain has stopped too, so hopefully my internet should stay stable and we'll keep chugging. So what do the Miami Dolphins have to do to win this football game? Offense or defense? On offense, we've already talked a little bit more about them. Just diving in and getting after the running game. Please, on offense, please run the ball. Let Skylar do his thing. Dish it out. We're good to go. I want to talk more about the offense, but it's also like, are we really going to ask them to do too much? So let's talk more about the defense. Let me reset though. I'm getting a little antsy. It's almost 4 o'clock. Good to go. Still good to go. So the Miami Dolphins. Just going to go on Twitter for a second, see if there's been any new news before I dive into this defense. Stop sharing. Refresh that. Or is there any other new news we'd like to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, before I dive more into this Dolphins defensive performance or just Minnesota Vikings performance in general? Wait, we got a new player? Huh? Did we get a new corner? No, we didn't. Oh, okay. I understand what's happening. William Jackson III wants to be traded out of Washington, apparently. Now, that could be a very juicy. Yes, exactly. Defense hasn't been the same Miami defense. I'm going to attribute that RWB partially because we've been a bit banged up. The corners, Josh Boyer, the jury is still out on how good of a defensive coordinator he is, whether he was the answer or whether Flo was the guy behind the scenes actually directing it up. But I agree. We need to clean up the penalties, MCBT. This goes for offense and defense. Both sides of the field have played a tad sloppy, and it cannot continue to happen. Okay. We've all played. Most of us have played sports. We've all seen this. It's nothing new. When you get sloppy, your coach usually tears into you. I need McDaniel to absolutely rip these boys a new one. Okay. In high school, when we were sloppy, I'd get a little, little bright or the bright neon green little traffic safety vest and just push an absolute sled in the blistering Florida heat, just 100 pounds on it, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You'd never be sloppy again. So the Miami Dolphins, please clean up. Please stop being sloppy. Let these boys run. Let them do whatever it needs to be do to get it drilled into their head. No more holdings. No more offsides. Okay, no more false starts. No more dumb, stupid little penalties. Okay, no face masks. We had on defense 2 consecutive plays with the face mask penalty that negated sacks and allowed them to be in position to score. That cannot happen. That's free 30 yards when we should have pushed them backwards. Okay, we need to clean up. And I agree. This defense has not been the same. Yeah, the Jets scored 40 on us. Granted, it was 19-17 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And then turnovers on downs and just turnovers in general, putting them on the 5 and the 30-yard line respectively. That put the Jets in a nice position to score, obviously. But we can't just put it all on that. The Dolphins defense can't just keep – we're supposed to be bend, don't break, and we finally broke. Okay, and it happens. We need to change that. We need to be that defense of old, that defense of last year. And like I was saying, the jury's still out whether Boyer is the guy, whether he was the answer of the defense last year or whether Flores was the mastermind behind the scenes. But can the Miami Dolphins replicate that success? I believe so. I have to believe that you get Xavier Howard back this week, obviously reinvigorates the defense, puts them up in position to succeed. I have to believe that then you put freaking Byron Jones, if he gets healthy, we're good to rock, and we'll be seeing a player who can also help us finally run cover zero, finally get those exotic blitzes, finally just do what needs to be done. But until then, we're going to have to keep asking undrafted free agent Cater Kohu to step up. Nick Needham hopefully can reside in the slot once again where he's comfortable, because if not, he gets toasted, and it's not fair to ask him to go away from a position that he's actually good at. He's actually a great slot corner in man coverage last year. He was putting up numbers, or rather say he was erasing numbers. He was letting up no touchdowns in man coverage last year as a slot corner. As an outside corner, leaves a little bit to be desired, but let's do it. Let's see this Dolphins defense turn it around, okay? Yes, Tua is back. Yes, sir. Let's go. It's not fully back, not fully back. Unfortunately, he's just back at practice, but he is still just throwing the ball around. He's still not resuming all football activities yet, but it's a very promising sign, especially after the fencing. Just hats off to quarterback 1 for just grinding back from a gruesome, gruesome injury. I love to see that resilience, the grit, and it just does wonders for the team. You saw them all dapping him up. Hopefully that brings a spark. And if it brings a spark to the defense, that'd be lovely to see. If they say, you know what, captain's back, and I'm not just talking about X, but I'm talking about Tua as well, let's get them a little Jonesing again, letting them know that, hey, the defense has had to pull the load a lot recently as well, which is why they haven't looked too pretty. But if they know that, hey, one more Herculean effort, one more pulling all the stops, and then quarterback 1 comes back, that's massive for the defense, massive for the team in general. Now, I was briefly going to touch on this William Jackson III stuff. It looks like he wants out of Washington. If you think Byron Jones is not going to be back for the foreseeable future, if we think that he is, there seems to be another setback after setback in his health, I'm not going to be the first to say this, but if I am, let me be the first to say it's time to move on. Let's bring a guy like William Jackson III. I don't think that Washington would accept the trade of injured Byron Jones, nor do I even know if that is possible. But if it is, let's go and get William Jackson. I don't care if you have to compensate with picks. I don't care if you've got to work around with our deep receiver core, whatever it may be. Xavier Howard, William Jackson III would be a nice little tandem right there. Okay. If you could get him in addition to Byron Jones, well, by all means, brothers, let's keep improving this secondary. The better the secondary is, the more confidence, the better ideas that Josh Boyer will say, hey, this will work, that'll work because I've got some monsters in coverage right now. I can create some wacky exotic blitzes. And then we'll let him see his bread and butter. But it'll be a good time, man. I need to see some defensive masterpiece. But like we were saying, it's partially because we've asked so much of the defense for so long. They keep playing so long on that side. We need to see them run more. We need to see them get after it. And it comes, obviously, when Tua comes back, we'll see this defense get a little bit more rest, a little bit better to go. But if Skylar shines this week, fuck, I don't know about QB1 job, bro, but he can definitely be over a guy like Teddy. You know, like if Skylar performs admirably and we need stuff like roster spaces, why not send a guy like Teddy down to the practice squad? So when scoops him, they can take his contract, whatever it may be. If Teddy, you got to look over your shoulder, boss man, because if Skylar Thompson isn't coming, I don't think he's chasing after Tua's job. But if Skylar goes out and balls and wows us, whole new Dolphins. We'll get that energy back. Do I think he goes back to the bench afterwards? Yeah. Tua has beaten the Bills and the Ravens, and he's done it consistently with just one game for the last couple of years. I'm down for him to keep being our quarterback. But would I be sad to see Skylar leapfrog Eddie as quarterback too? Not at all. I want Skylar to go out there and succeed. It'll do wonders for this team. It'll do wonders for the fan base. It'll do wonders for the defense, the ones I'm most concerned about. Them boys need some rest. Let them run more. Feed it. I don't know why we went to run away from the run game towards the end of the Jets game, but if we can continue that consistent running, we'll be good to rock. It's good to go. Nah, we ride Skylar stock QB1 by the end of the season. Fuck. Hey, man. I'll bet you a bowl of ramen noodles that's not going to happen, brother. I love you, buddy, but no. Okay. All right. We'll put the tinfoil hat on because it was at hand. Let's say Skylar Thompson goes out there against Minnesota and drops 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, clean game, or even better, 4 touchdowns, decisively just charging this offense down the field. Would Skylar Thompson be quarterback 1? He'd have to have an absolutely dominant performance where we're clearly head and shoulders better. It'd almost have to be like the defense would have to start collapsing and Skylar would have to just keep chugging it down, throwing dimes left and right to Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, leading them both to 100 receiving yard games, showing nice poise in the pocket, stretching the field, making plays, rolling out when needing to, throwing dimes on the run, operating this offense to pure efficiency and just showing that he's a man amongst boys. If he can do that massive leap after we saw him look just a tad unprepared last Sunday, if he can do that transition, oh, baby, then Skylar Thompson QB1, of course. You know, of course, if Skylar goes out there and just leads us to a next level, then of course he's QB1. But that's a massive if. And then even then, it would be like, okay, I saw Tua drop 6 touchdowns, 450 yards against the Ravens. I saw him do what needs to be done, beat the Patriots and the Bills. Why would I move on? So Skylar, we have to go even crazier, okay? The tinfoil hat's going to really need to be on type for this. We need Skylar to have his own 450-yard, 6-touchdown game. Tyreek Hill almost 200 yards. The running game to have over 110 yards because they fear the Skylar arm and they're not stacking the box. I need to see deep shot after deep shot, 3 60-yard completions to receivers. That'd be the only way for Skylar to be quarterback 1. I love how a Skylar tirade brought up numbers and viewers, but that's what it takes. Hey, tinfoil hat season. Any thoughts represented by the tinfoil hat are not the thoughts of Nando, but we'll go on the crazy Skylar train. If we want to go down that rabbit hole, if somehow this 25-year-old rookie just unleashes the next coming of I'm talking about like a Brady-esque, like a Dak-esque, like, oh snap, he just needed to lock in and focus, and now he's ready to take off. That'd be crazy to see. Enough to keep Tua on the bench. Granted, maybe we could let him recover a little bit more with his health and his brain if Skylar keeps balling. And that window of allowing Tua to recover more consistent baller performances from Skylar, that's what it would take for him to be quarterback one and to continue for us to succeed. Getting to the playoffs, ripping off a win streak. And then if Tua's fully healthy, Skylar's numbers would have to be indubitably sound. Amazing touchdown to turnover ratio, great win column, decisive wins under his belt. We do play a soft schedule, so it could be possible. And then you say, hey, Tua, you just didn't have it. You didn't have the arm. Bet is on for noodles with Nando. Yeah, we can't play Tua yet. His injuries have to be big discussion going into the offseason, regardless of how it ends. 1,000%. His brain has been rattled a tad. I'm not too sure what he could have done to fix his brain. But hopefully he'll improve. Bro, if you put a Dolphins logo on the hat, it will sell me. Trust me, we can market it. Look at Dr. Disrespect. The guy has a mustache and a wig and some cool headphones and a bulletproof vest, and the guy's an internet icon. Yeah, Dr. Disrespect, bro, he was throwing bombs in San Francisco 49ers training camp, bro. This hat has been a little bit beat up, but the grand idea of this was to actually get like a, I got the idea from it from like I used to have like a Deflatriots hat. It was just a big deflated football. I was going to get this tinfoil hat, put it over the Deflatriots hat to get the right size, and then put the Dolphins logo on, iron it up, make it look clean, make it look like a real tinfoil hat. It has seen a little bit worse, but it has seen some better days. It's a little bit worse for the wear and tear right now. But for prototype one, the tinfoil hat has been a fun addition to my funness. So I appreciate Cap. I'm definitely going to try to put a Dolphins logo on. Definitely going to try to make it look nicer for when I make my asinine tirades, my crazy little rants and takes that just shouldn't be fit for the public, But we're good to go, man. This the tinfoil hat. I do, however, like this is kind of tinfoil hat. We'll put it forward because this is like kind of tinfoil hat, but I'm kind of letting some smart rays in because I genuinely believe that Skylar Thompson is going to lead us to a victory on Sunday. Okay. Now, am I saying he's going to have 350 yards, 3 touchdowns? No. But do I believe that Skylar Thompson can take this offense to a victory with first team reps, with Mike McDaniel putting him in the nice positions to succeed and telling him, hey, bro, hand it off to Raheem, hand it off to Chase Edmonds, let him rock, let him hit collectively 100 yards, take some pressure off your back, keep the defense nice and fresh. They'll give you good field position. Our special team is going to be on point. Sanders isn't going to miss any kicks. We're going to lighten the load for you, young rookie. The home crowd is going to be quiet on first and second and all downs on offense. We're going to be loud and thumping on defense. We're going to put Skylar in the right position to succeed. And hey, can he get 300 yards or 3 touchdowns? Why not? Okay, like Tyreek Hill said to the reporter, he'll put up numbers with you. He put up numbers with me. Will he put up numbers with Skylar Thompson? Let's see it. Let's do it. A week of them just practicing, of Tyreek just saying, hey, calm down, bro. Just give me a slant, give me a nice little play, and let me rock. Let Jalen Waddle be fully healthy again, and let him take off. Like Noob said, bring in Eric Ozakon up, fill up his confidence more and more. Why can't Skylar Thompson get 250 yards, 3 touchdowns? Pure efficiency. Let's do it. Let's do it. 70-yarder. Yeah, like, think about it. You know the energy in the stadium? Like, regardless of whether Skylar is the long-term QB, regardless of whether he's the answer. Do you know how just fun it would be in the stadium to be sitting there and watching Skylar Thompson just rip a deep bomb to Tyreek? Peace. Oh my days. The fun that the Miami Dolphins fans in stadium, at home, wherever would have would be awesome. Whether you like Tua or not, whether you believe he's the answer or not, that would just be fun. We're here for fun Dolphins plays, whoever it is. Dude, if Cedric Wilson is throwing a bomb, I'm happy. I'm not going to go say that he should be quarterback one. I'm just going to go and enjoy a play, man. That's all that matters. Tua is my QB, but right now Skylar is. So let's rock. If Reed Sinet's my quarterback tomorrow, Reed Sinet's my quarterback. Granted, I will cry, but we're good to go. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and a W. That'd be beautiful. I'd love to see. I think the biggest victory for Sky would be avoiding turnovers in general, even if that means sometimes like not having those touchdowns. Even if he said, "Hey, I'm gonna run it in. I'm gonna give it to Chase Edmonds. I'm giving it to Raheem. I'm gonna not ask the world." If he can avoid turnovers, I think we win the game. Okay, like if we don't get picked off, if defense keeps getting nice field position, nice positions to start, nice rest, we should be good. So would I love to see 2 touchdowns? Of course. But if I could trade that for a touchdown, no interceptions, I will take that, man. RWB, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for tuning in. And yes, I will definitely text you, man. Good talk as always, bro. Thanks for tuning in, man. Got you. I was about to ask about that for sure. So I'll check that I'll check that other video where we were talking on the comments, and I'll check it out, guys. It'll be good to go. Red, white, and Bills. Be easy, boss man. What is the Nando Talk score prediction of the week? Or did you miss that segment? No, Flock, you have not. I have been not avoiding the score prediction, but I've been just deciding, like, just letting myself get swallowed up by my emotions and seeing what I want to believe and what I'd want to ask of the Miami Dolphins. It is fan week. It's a massive week for Dolphins fans all over coming in to visit, apparently from all around the world. Bo Campers in Fort Lauderdale. Fun time. I should be there. Check it out if you guys are going to be there too. Flock, I might even hit you up if you want to go to that one. I think I might go with Nathan's, so that should be a cool time. So let's do it, man. Let's fan of the weeks. So can the Miami Dolphins get a win? Of course. That's what I've been saying. Now, do we want a tinfoil hat prediction for the Miami Dolphins game is going to be? We're going to freaking mess them up, but we'll get to that. Okay. Realistically, the Miami Dolphins, gritty game, tough game. We talked about maybe even rain would be awesome and actually help out the Dolphins. But in all honesty, I want to see the Dolphins just go out there and then just win a tough game, bro. 27-24. Yes, a little close. It's going to give us our heart pumping, cardiac Dolphins right now. But defibrillator Dolphins. There we go. Defibrillator Dolphins right now. It's going to get our heart a little shocky. But 27-24, keep it close, keep it tight, keep it gritty. Nice defensive performance, slowing down and limiting this Vikings team. Hey, they'll be good. Granted, I do agree. I think 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception is probable, which is why I think they'll crack the 20 threshold, and Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook are granted to get some big plays. But 27-24, keeping it close for the Miami Dolphins, and we'll be good. Okay. Keep our boys fresh. Get after the QB. 27-24. Now, as much as I want to see a 27-24, nice running game, hopefully get 100 yards, maybe 1 or 2 sacks finally, 2-3 sacks, hopefully, dial up some pressure, maybe force a couple turnovers of our own. That'd be beautiful to see for 27-24. I would love nothing more than for a Kirk Cousins absolute collapse as our defense absolutely swarms Kirk and the Miami Dolphins win. Oh, baby. 31-14. Because we need that energy again. A 3-score lead for the Miami Dolphins, a 3-score win, 17 points would do absolute magic for the energy and the state of this team and for our fan base in general. We would finally see that even with the backup quarterback in, this Dolphins team is ready to rock, ready to bring the thunder. Okay, 31-17. What that entails for us is that big Skylar Thompson game, or let's say he gets close to 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, and then just driving this offense. Where Raheem Mostert's healthy and him and Chase Edmonds combined for over 100 yards, hopefully one of them getting 100, or maybe even both of them breaking close to it. 31-17 means Jalen Phillips, Emmanuel Ogbah, Wilkins, Raekwon Davis stop getting penalties and start getting sacks. Bring the quarterback into the dirt, because if you start to rattle Kirk Cousins, if you start to show this man that he is not it, you like that? You like that, Kirk? I hope you like being stuck into the ground, okay? I want our big boys to absolutely lay their bodies on them. Roughing the passer penalties, be damned. The NFL has to clean that up. I'm hoping to see a bit of an overcorrection, so maybe they'll see less penalties this week. Let's get after them. Okay, we've got some big boys, some nice hefty guys. Hefty. Get some sacks, and it'll be good to go. Once you start to rattle them up, you'll throw off the timing of Kirk to his receivers, and we'll see Xavier Howard come back with the fury, with the vengeance, and get that ball down into his hands, show the sticky gloves, and get some picks, force some turnovers. I want to see some nice hard-hitting plays from Javon Hall and Brandon Jones, getting in the backfield, again, making Kirk Cousins a living nightmare, but also blowing up Dalvin Cook, a couple negative runs. Try to convince them that Kirk can beat us through the air, and we'll be good to go, okay? If we're daring Kirk, he's going to get some turnovers, and that is going to be the beautiful piece for the Miami Dolphins. 31-17 seems – no, 31-14, sorry. Seems like not a lot, but that 17-point difference, we'll be back with our mojo. Slamming our full swagger. We'll be back. Let's get after it, okay? Those are the two scores, guys. 27-24 is what would probably happen, I think. But a 31-14 would be a fun time. What do you guys have for score predictions? What are some of your bold, nice takes, okay? Because we're doing fine. We're doing a dandy, okay? Let's keep getting after it right now. What do you guys think of those takes? Some of them were pretty bold, man. I mentioned the D-line because I keep saying that the secondary is supposed to be good, that they're supposed to be making plays. But at the end of the day, if you cannot get pressure after a quarterback, no matter how good your secondary is, it doesn't help them if they have to stay there forever. Perfect coverage will always have a hole eventually if you give them too much time. And it's hard with all these rules favoring the receiver and favoring the quarterback. You have to get after the quarterback in an efficient way, because if not, if he's lobbing up to the receiver, again, receiver v cornerback, eventually the receiver is going to get the lucky break, whether it's a catch and the corner mistimes it, or whether that mistiming leads to a penalty. We need to disrupt that from even getting down to that question. Thank you all for still tuning in so far. We're almost at the 1 hour mark. If you are still watching, please drop a like. Let's get after it. If you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome too. Greatly appreciated. Keep helping us grow. We're up to 415 subscribers. I'd love to get close to 500. We're about to be there. And then we're halfway to the road to 1,000 and hopefully to the YouTube partnership promised land. But until then, we're just a guy flapping his gum talking the Dolphins, and I have no problem doing so because I greatly enjoy talking football. So let's keep talking football. Let's keep talking ball and how the Miami Dolphins can continue to succeed. Or rather, what is the position that makes you fear the most? I guess what position in the Miami Dolphins group gives you the most fear? Right now, it will probably have to be our offensive line. So that can go offensive line or quarterback, maybe even the linebacker or corners. I'll start with offensive line. Health, please. Teron Armstead, please play. Please be healthy. Please be ready to go, bro. I need to see you out there. I get it. That foot injury seemed to be a little nastier. He was originally left in New York to get further clarification and further evaluation on that toe. Came back, might play, isn't practicing. But again, Teron is a guy who doesn't need to practice because he's a veteran. And if it's better for his health, we're good to rock on that end. My tummy is rumbling. Wow, I'm getting hungry. Linebackers, We talked about it earlier. I want to see Channing Tindall activated and getting some more time eventually, but until then, it's not looking so fun. I see a 31-0 score. McDaniel will make our defense grind. Okay, so the Minnesota Vikings were actually held to 7 points, 24-7. Granted, that was prime time, different kind of Kirk Cousins. Vikings, Eagles. Eagles had a great defense. But if we can replicate that defensive performance, I'm not saying 0 points, bro, but that's why I was saying 14. That's where I genuinely think the Miami Dolphins can get after that QB and get after them. We'll get going. If Skylar throws TDs, even more pretty, okay? 31-0 might be a tall ask, but a 31-7, a 31-10, I don't think it's that out of the ordinary if our defense activates and wakes up and gets after the quarterback and plays that sticky coverage. Level 2, appreciate you, boss man, for tuning in. Yeah, I think I might be a little tapped out right now as well. So thank you for tuning in, boss. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. I did crack the hour mark back to finally stream again, and I've got to dip my toes back into it, but it's a pleasure. It's always fun talking Dolphins football, talking with good Fins fans, good football fans, good people in general. So thank you for tuning in and enjoying some content. Like I said, a subscribe would go a long way, but you guys enjoying is the most important part. I've been slacking a bit, focusing on a little bit more of the outside world right now, focusing on school and work and just general life. But this is a very important part of my life, Nando Talk and just talking football, whether it's on my show, whether it's with Stephen D on Clockbuckers on the Miami Sports Music channel, whether when I've done it with Gio on Miami Sports Fanatic show, whether I've talked with whoever on whoever's panels, jumping on Twitter Spaces, jumping on other shows, whatever it may be, just talking football is a massive, important part in my life. And I've got to get back on that and got to keep talking more about that. So subscribing is free, and I do this for free, and I don't expect to make a living off this. I don't expect to this be my source of income. I'm just doing this to talk football. I'm just talking for fun. Subscribing would be awesome. My view is if I do end up making enough money off this, I can improve, maybe get a little better webcam, better background, more jerseys, more whatnot, better mic. It's all good fun. It allows me to talk more football if you guys enjoy it. So, hey, that's why I want to grow. But it's all on me, putting in more work, and it's all on you guys enjoying it. So thank you for doing so, guys. Flock, you're an absolute monster for always tuning in. I miss you, bro. I say it every time I have a show. I still owe you a beer. I really, 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 really owe you a beer, man. Come to the Vikings game this weekend, bro. I'll talk to you about it right now. But subscribing is free, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Listen to me is free and will always be free. Man of the people, always trying to give out. But peace to everybody. Thank you. Let's get a Dolphins win. 27-24 is the real. We'll talk. 31-14 with the Skylar Thompson big baller game. But until then, I'm going to try to get on live tomorrow. I am doing a live show with Stephen D in the morning, so that's also why I'm like, I'm going to keep my voice a little fresher, get back to some other of the grind, and we'll get back to it. I will be posting more streams every Thursday, 3 p.m. You know how it goes. Tuesdays I'm probably going to be getting after it again. I'm going to try to get back to it. If not, I believe maybe Monday, Wednesday might be a better day for me, but it looks like time is freeing up. Might do a little Thursday, Friday back-to-backers, but we're good to go right now. At the very least, the Thursday streams and more regularly scheduled videos for everyone to enjoy, for me to talk football, and for me to continue giving the longest outros of all time. So thank you all for tuning in and enjoying. I really do love it. And I will see anybody at Bo Campers Fort Lauderdale for the Dolphins Week meet and greet. And then again, Sunday, Dolphins Vikings. Let's get a victory. Let's get a dub and get back to our winning ways, Miami Dolphins fans. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to check out Nando Talk on YouTube, on Twitter. Dang, new to the show, Colin LaRoche. Now I kind of want to go on for a little longer, because new to the show, man. How long have you been tuning in, bro? Because I was wrapping up, but oh, that makes me sad, bro. You see, that's what I'm talking about. I am kind of a man for the people pleaser, so I don't like to leave anyone hanging. So, Colin, if you're new to the show, dude, that's awesome. I was talking for about an hour. Now I kind of want to go on a little bit more football, give a little taste. We were given for the outro. We'll redo the takes. 27-24 for a tough Dolphins game would be awesome to see. Great defensive showing, couple sacks from the defense, maybe a turnover or two. Get Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds combined for 100 rushing yards, and that'd be a nice time. Skylar Thompson having a nice, clean game, hopefully 250 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, would be beautiful, Colin. But obviously a 31-14 win by the Miami Dolphins would be even greater, with multiple sacks from Jalen Phillips, from Ingram, from Ogbo, Raekwon, Christian Wilkins, everybody. Finally, no more face masks, no more sloppy penalties, but sack. It's a sack party. Hopefully a couple turnovers. Xavier Howard absolutely locking down Justin Jefferson. Good to rock and good to go there. Skylar Thompson, 3-4 TDs, 350 yards, and good, baby. It's okay. I would love to see that. Oh, dude, if you've been on, let's go. It makes me feel a lot better. Thank you, man. Big win. Fins up, man. Always appreciated. Thank you again, then, for everyone. Like I said, I do give the longest outros. It's been a 6-minute outro. Make sure to tune into other videos. Check them out on the Nando Talk. I did do a little Tua video yesterday. It's about 8 minutes. And if you want to go back and check this one out as well, be greatly appreciated. Make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe is greatly appreciated. But mostly, enjoy, stay safe. Let's get a win this Sunday. I hope to be back live tomorrow if that morning show from 9 to 12 doesn't absolutely murder me. But if not, I'll be good to go then or Saturday. Fins up. Bob Young, you're a legend as always. Me and Alan and Nathan and the boys have a beautiful tailgate plan for this Sunday. We finally brought down and broke up all the assignments, what everyone has to bring: tent, drinks, water, ice, food, barbecue, speaker. And the boys in Section 349 are finally going to have a nice tailgate of our own. So I'm excited for it. Should be good. I'll be sure to post some videos of it as well. And I'll be talking on it on further streams either tomorrow or Saturday. Maybe even a late night stream tonight. I want to get more into it. I want to do this one scheduled, but then just throw in a little bit more spontaneous streams and just getting more content out for you guys. But Bob, you're always a legend. Thanks for tuning in, boss. Thank you, everyone else, for tuning in. And let's go. Boom. Fins up. Exactly. Let's enjoy. And with that, Bob, I'll catch you around, boss man. See you, everyone. Fins up. While I end.